We'll see. I think that's bonus day, taking it easy with him. He came out there towards the end of it, and we'll just see how this week progresses for him.
Watching the film, how'd you feel Cody did in his first time at left tackle?
I thought he did a good job, and again, going in there and being kind of thrown into the fire second half, thought he performed well for us.
How is Cheeto doing? Do you expect him to have a bigger role this week after the bye with that back injury?
I think he's progressing nicely. So, again, I think the bye week came at a good time for guys like Cheeto and T, Orlando even, and we'll just kind of take it day to day with these guys and see how much they can handle.
How much does it help, Zach, to have an extra day for an offense, to prepare for an offense like Shanahan's?
They're a really good football team. Whatever phase you want to talk about, every little bit helps. They've been a team that's been playing at a high level for several years now, and I've been playing a lot of championships, Super Bowls, and so it's a great test for us.
What dynamic did Christian McCaffrey add to their offense that was already very good with guys like Kittle?
You can just do so much with him. You don't really look at him just as a running back. You can feature him in the passing game because he's got that awareness. He's got great hands. He's got great agility to be able to work a lot of different matchups with him. They're very creative with how they can use him. They got a lot of great players they can be creative with, and they do a good job, using them to the best of their abilities. And Christian, I think, just fit in really well there after his time in Carolina. I remember for years he was one of the premier running backs at Carolina, and then they just threw him in the mix and even doing a lot more with him in San Francisco, and so he's been a good piece of that puzzle.
I'm sure Shanahan's a guy that you look at because you look at everybody around the league. What is it about Shanahan that you think makes him what he is? What is there a common strand with all the film that you see that strikes you?
I think he's creative. He does a little bit of everything, and for them it really starts off the run game, and everything matches that. They got great play actions, they got great screens, they got great nakeds, really good shot plays, that can put you in a tough bind. They got really good players on top of that, so a scheme that's very difficult to deal with, and then the players that can really bring it to life along with the coaching staff. So just a really good organization from top to bottom. We certainly think a lot of those coaches they have there, they've done a really good job for a long time. And guys that you're always looking at when you're looking at scheme stuff, they always do a really good job.
Given how deep both of y'all have gone the last couple of years, y'all been potential Super Bowl opponents. Had both of y'all made it that way. Have you guys, given that, have y'all watched maybe any extra film of them over the years as you've made these postseason runs, or no?
Like watching their defense? No. I mean, they come over on the crossover tape because we're playing that division this year. In years past, maybe there's been a little bit of crossover tape watching their offense, but they haven't studied their defense outside of the times that we're playing against them. Haven't gone that far yet. It was remained to be seen when they added Steve Wilkes if that was going to change things. He was kind of outside of that coverage family, that 49ers coverage family. He's done a great job. He did a great job in Carolina last year when we played him. I know the outcome was what the outcome was, but going to that game, really had a lot of respect for how he'd gotten those guys playing and the stress that he put on the other team. And now he's done a great job going to San Francisco, and I'm sure adding his own twist on some things, but done a really good job keeping them playing at a high level.
How is Charlie Jones tracking in terms of his availability, and do you feel like when he's able to come back, he can help you guys out on offense?
We'll see. He's ineligible this week, so we'll just keep taking it 1 week at a time with him and see where he's at.
Is there a big revelation that you had over the bye that you said you were going to go in and evaluate a lot of things? Was there one big takeaway you maybe had looking over things, self-scout?
Just different areas that we can improve, tweak, continue to do better. That's what we took away from the week.
You had said before the bye that you were feeling pretty good about how you guys can control your own destiny. With how things went in the division this weekend. How are you feeling just standing the lines?
Sure. Everybody in the AFC is on our schedule at this point. And we just have to focus on San Francisco. I think that's the message you give to our guys is if we control what we can control, starting with San Fran and then taking it one game at a time after that, everything you want's in front of you. So you don't need to worry about what everybody else is doing. And so I think that's the simplest message that is true, especially at this early part in the season. We've only played 6 games, still got 11 left. You got to start with San Francisco. Can't look beyond that. got to give them our best effort, and then after that, we'll keep taking it one game at a time. But that's the beauty of this league is you've got a chance to control your own destiny as long as you do things the right way.
When you were evaluating during the bye, looking at the running back room, I know you probably liked what you saw from Joe Mixon, but do you think the other guys in that room might need more touches? Is that something that over the next?
I think that's all part of the conversation is how do we utilize everybody on our offense the best way to help our offense continue to move forward. And so whether that's running backs, tight ends, receivers, whoever that needs to be, we just got to make sure we're using everybody the right way.
Is there anything you can glean off the broadcast copy tonight watching San Francisco as opposed to the All-22?
I think there are things that we watch those anyway, whether that game was tonight or not. Usually just go through. They talk about players and things that, when you're watching film, it's radio silence. You're not hearing anything. So there's some things you might watch a whole broadcast and nothing. You don't get anything. Sometimes there might be a piece or two that you get that can help you a little bit. You don't read too much into it, but, it'll certainly be on in the background, and you'll be observing kind of how the game goes.
Does the 49ers defensive scheme remind you of any other that you prepared for? Is it pretty unique?
No, I would say it's you've played other teams that maybe play some of these coverages and fronts, and they're just really good at it. They're really good, from top to bottom. The personnel that they have, they put them in the right places. Those guys certainly bring it to life. They're high-end players at all levels of the defense. I don't even want to name them because I'm going to leave somebody off, and they're all they all play up to their potential. And so I think that's one thing you see is all 11 playing together, totally in sync, great communication, play hard, play physical. They're really intelligent. They get quickly to their checks. They do a good job diagnosing what the offense is doing. And so, again, it's a really impressive defense to watch on tape.
How big would it be to have Orlando available for a matchup in a game that includes Kyle and Nick?
I like having our best players play, so that's always helpful.
Last couple of years, I know you don't want to look back, but you come off by and had really big wins. Vegas, Pittsburgh, two of your better wins, turning points, kind of. Is there a common theme in the way you guys have handled that, or maybe there's been focus coming out of those that you feel like you apply right now, or feel similar, or is it so separate that you can't really pull from those?
It does feel separate. Like, I don't look back at those two games necessarily. I couldn't even told you, to be honest with you, who we played last year coming out of the bye. If you just asked me without me this week, I kind of went back up through some stuff. But before then, I wouldn't have been able to tell you. But, again, I always talk about this. I think it's the character of our team. They get a week off. They handle it the right way. They do the right things. They take care of their bodies. They mentally refresh, knowing that we got a gauntlet here of 11 games going down the stretch. And so those guys come out of it fresh, ready to roll, thankful that they're in it and they get to keep playing good football. And so I think it speaks more to the character of our team, how they've responded coming out of buys than anything that maybe we have them doing.
Is every team every year different to you, Zach? Obviously there are core principles that you like to follow when you're leading your team, but is this team maybe in need of different managing at this point of the season?
Different managing, I wouldn't say that. I would say every team's slightly different. Could I put my finger on exactly what those differences are and articulate them? No, but I think you again handle the team just as it evolves as the season goes. And so again, I don't make a declaration in training camp of how we're going to handle this team throughout the season at different junctures of it. I think you just have to be ready to evolve. And so, again, some things I couldn't even articulate because they just naturally happen because they feel right in the moment. And that's just how we'll continue to handle this team this year.